Guys, welcome back to the channel. New year of NHL. We're going to get our first week of rewards in NHL 23's Hockey Ultimate Team. So every Monday, we're going to do Market Monday. These are the videos where I'll go through everything in the market, see what the good buys and sells are throughout the week, and kind of give my feedback on what I think you guys should be doing, whether you're free to play or you have a God Squad. It doesn't matter. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and thank you for 40,000 subs on YouTube. It means the world to me. All right, let's get into it. So before we get into the buys and sells of the week, I want to talk kind of about the philosophy of selling and buying on the market in NHL. For anyone that is new to the game, there are a couple dates that you want to pay attention to. So in Hockey Ultimate Team on Wednesdays, you will get your Hut Champs rewards at midnight and Rivals rewards at 5 p.m. Eastern time in Hockey Ultimate Team. And why these are really big is because these are the big releases every week that everyone is going to get from playing the game. It means that EA sends out all of their rewards all on one day, essentially. And what ends up happening is all the people that take tradable Rivals rewards, they're just going to hit the market. So the cards that are on the market, the amount of them, are going to be at their highest on Wednesday night. And when that happens, everyone tries to undersell to get their cards sold. So what you want to do on Wednesday nights is always the best time to buy cards. So if you are looking to get Connor McDavid or Cale Makar or Nathan MacKinnon, the best time to always do that is going to be Wednesday evening, because that is when they will be at their cheapest. That is when the most of those cards will be on the market. Now, in the opposite, Monday and Tuesdays is when you want to sell your cards, because there is no rewards that come out after Thursday, essentially, from squad battles. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the market will start to dry up, and no one is excited to rip packs. Even if you're someone who buys packs in the store, it really doesn't happen on Monday and Tuesday. Those happen usually on event releases, which are Fridays. And then again, because Rivals comes out, you'll get a ton of packs on Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, always the best time to sell your cards. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, always the best time to buy your cards. So just remember that. That's big when it comes to working the market in Hockey Ultimate Team. Okay, now let's get into the buys and sells of the week. And it's a lot of selling. And I think that's because the latest event that came out, the Spotlight event, I don't think anyone anticipated being able to get 2 free 88 overall Master Set players from EA. It's easily the most generous they've been in an event, and I don't expect it to happen ever again in this game. But because that has happened, it has really changed this event specifically, because no one is going out to try and make these cards. So the cards that are required to make them are going for a little bit cheaper than they normally would for a banger event, and it's going for 2 weeks. So there isn't really any new crazy cards to chase after, because everyone is getting 2 for free. So it is really messed with what the market is normally going to be, and because it's launch of the game, the market is still trying to settle in at what prices are actually going to be. So because of that, what I would recommend doing is selling almost everything, and we're going to talk about the cost and the threshold of what I would sell a lot of these different cards for, because what you want to do is save for 3 events throughout the year specifically. The first one is the Fantasy Hockey event. The next one is Team of the Year at the beginning of January, and then Team of the Season. If you focus on spending all of your collection and coins on those 3 events, you will make the most amount of value in your team. If you're free to play, if you're pay to play, it doesn't matter. If you focus on those 3 events, you will have the most amount of 99 overall cards for the cheapest possible price. So the first one that is going to come is Fantasy Hockey. Now, we don't know confirmation of when that event is going to happen. It needs to be very soon. And for anyone that doesn't know what the Fantasy Hockey event is, what happens is they release Master Set players and just normal event cards, and every time they score in the real NHL, they go up by +1 overall, and there is no cap. So last year, Matt Duchene was one of these cards, and he was a 99 by December, and EA can't do anything about it, okay? EA can't do anything about it. Once they release them out, they just have to keep going. So every year, there is a few huge events, and Fantasy Hockey is one of the bigger ones, and it's coming soon. Unless they don't do it, and that would just be an absolute huge mistake. I don't see how they don't. It's one of the most popular events. It's my personal favorite event, because you end up actually watching, you know, different players that aren't on your favorite team, because you want to see if they'll score for your Hut cards. So saving for that event is big, and I think that you guys should probably start preparing now, because you're getting 2 free Spotlight Master Set players. So when it comes to selling, guys, I've talked about this quite a bit. When it comes to selling, I am selling any tradable X Factor that you get. If you are no money spent, if you don't have a God Squad and you're not spending a ton of money in the game, I would sell every single X Factor that you can right now, and here is the reason why. There are not a lot of cards to chase right now. The new game has come out, and everyone is all hyped about trying to get the best team possible. But since everyone is getting 2 free Spotlight Master Set players, and players are trying to get some team builder cards, right? After that, the only other cards that are pretty cool are the X Factor ones. Obviously, Icons too, but Icons price prices are just absolutely astronomical. So X Factors are next, and they have really shot up in price. Almost all of them are going for an extremely high value that will plummet when people start to realize that X Factors have really brutal value because they don't, the cost to keep upgrading them is so much. So we're going to do Alexander Ovechkin because he was the one that I saw earlier on in the day in terms of what his value actually is. So right now you can get an Alexander Ovechkin card for about 220,000 coins. That is a massive amount of coins for the investment. Now then you also have to include the 40,000 or 2 power-up collectibles to get him to 85, and then his 90,000 coin or 85 if you put his 85 overall in, which I believe is going for about 50,000 coins right now. That's over 300k just to get him to an 87 overall. Now don't get me wrong, he's a very good card. Okay, he's got a skating synergy as well, so he's got 88 acceleration or 88 speed, whatever one you want. The thing about X Factors that you have to remember now is when a new tier unlocks, so when his 88 comes out, it's gonna be, it looks like, because we got confirmation with David Pastrnak because he was actually an X Factor that got an upgrade because his master set player for the Spotlight event came out. It looks like 50,000 coins is what it's going to cost to go up to an 88. So that's another 50,000 coins to get up to 88 for Ovechkin, and his speed and acceleration aren't guaranteed to go up because speed and acceleration only go up by 0.5 every upgraded tier. So if he doesn't cross over into that threshold, you're paying 50,000 coins for a +1 overall that doesn't get any faster. And then it gets even more expensive. Once you get into 90, 91s, you're talking about 75 and 100,000 coins. It's just really not worth it, guys. I get it. If it's one of your favorite players, always remember, if you have a favorite player that you want to use, please go buy them. But if you are trying to utilize the coins and the currency that you have in game the most, selling X Factors right now for the insane price, like Victor Hedman, for example, is going for a huge price, 230k, even more than that. In fact, if you want to make some coins and you have quite a bit of a bankroll, you could buy this and then flip it for 250, 260 at least. Hedman is an interesting one because he's a very good card right now, extremely good, because stick him up and shutdown are amazing. He's 6'6", and he's got 86 speed and acceleration, which is half decent. He gets outpaced very quickly, and because he's already an 87, it's going to be 50k to get to 88, and then it keeps going up and up and up, and his speed and acceleration only go up by 0.5, so there's no guarantee that his speed would go up again at the next tier. So that means when he gets into the 90s, he's going to have like 88 speed, and when there's other cards coming out like master set players that you'll find another great left hand, like if Roman Josi gets a master set card that is, you know, half the cost of Victor Hedman, it's just not worth it. There will be a better Victor Hedman card that comes out that you can go out and buy that is not going to be insanely expensive like this X Factor. So I'm selling all X Factors, guys, that are tradable. Even like Larkin and Stamkos, I would just try and do the X Factor set once or twice, and if, you know, take who you pull. The last thing I want to talk about with X Factors is there are a few of them that if you get are worth upgrading, okay? So if you get untradeable ones, like Larkin, Stamkos, Barzal, they're worth upgrading to their max tier right now because it's not very expensive and they're some of the best cards in the game. But like if Larkin kept going up, I mean, Larkin is a little bit, like, he's so good, but these cards, because they're so cheap, their overall is cheap, that's where it's kind of worth it to keep going, only if they're untradeable. I would still sell Larkin if he was tradable if I had him, because you're going to make a huge amount of coins. But there are a few team or X Factors that are worth keeping an upgrade. So Connor McDavid is one because he is more than likely going to get Team of the Year. And in January, that's that second event I talked about. In January, Team of the Year is basically cards that whenever they go up, they match the highest overall card that is released. So let's say Connor McDavid comes out and there's a 94 overall prime time. If you have the Team of the Year version, it will automatically go to 94. You don't have to pay anything. Whereas X Factors, you're paying every single time. So that's why the value for Team of the Year is so big. Now, if he wins Team of the Year, which he more than likely will, Austin Matthews is also an option here. You can trade in the highest rated X Factor at the time, which is obviously going to be expensive still, but it's not as bad as trying to get his Team of the Year. So that's why you should either save for it with all of your collection for Team of the Year, or if you have those X Factors, so like McKinnon, McDavid, Makar, Matthews, those are really the four, and Shesterkin, I guess, but I would never recommend investing in a goalie. But those four are pretty safe because they have a good shot at Team of throughout the year, and they're still usable even if you didn't upgrade them past what they can go right now. All right, now let's talk about selling. One of the biggest questions I'm getting all week is when do I sell my my NHL players that are around 80, 82 and under overall, because these are what's used in the team builder right now. Honestly, if you're not going to make any more of the team builders, I would sell them Monday and Tuesdays every single week. And what I would do is the easiest way to make this go quickly is just autofill whatever team you're doing, right? So like, let's say I've got two 81s, right? What you can do is go here, search the auction house for the Anaheim Ducks. Now, some teams have no cards up right now. Like there's like the Carolina Hurricanes, for whatever reason, they don't have a lot of cards, so you can make some bank on them right now. So like 2K right now. So that's a little cheap. I would try and get 2,000 coins for my 81s, every single one of them. And then just go and look at what the cheapest is for all of the other ones. So if you go to Carolina right now, Carolina's 80 over 81s over 81 and above overall cards. Sorry, they are going for, let's see, it was just over 2,000, so I had to pay 2,500 for them. So now again, so 2,000 is bad. This is an example of how I would make coins. So this Martin H is just 1,200. Go ahead and buy him, and then go to item options and go to auction item and put him up for 1949, and just be patient. Bang. Like, this is how you flip on the market, right? Like, go and take a look at all the teams as well. If you don't have a lot of coins, if you put some time in, that's how it's a very easy way to do it here by working on for the team builders. But this is what I would recommend doing with the 82 and belows. All the tradable 82 and below NHL cards I would sell on Monday and Tuesday. 83 and above, we're going to talk about those. All right, now 83 and above, this is where, again, because the Evo event is coming, it might not be the next event. It might be a Halloween event that's like a 1 week like last year, but the Evo event has to happen early in the year because they can't have cards that come out that are already like 87 overall, because even if they're scoring goals at the beginning of the year, they already have the master sets made. So I have a feeling it'll be the next event, but even if it's not, that's fine. 83 overalls right now are very cheap because no one is excited about making the spotlight cards because you get them for free, right? So right now, I think they're going for under 5,000 coins. At 5,000 coins for an 83, right? You're looking at 7,500 coins per collectible, which is good value because 84s right now are going for 9,000, I believe. We'll go and take a look at 84s that are under 9,000, and we'll see how many are up. There's only 2 up. So that means that in 84, if you're using 84s to make master set players, that's 9,000 per collectible, whereas the 83s are 7,500. So you're saving 1,500 per collectible, which is huge. Now, 85s and above, I thought that they might be used in sets. I would not sell my 85 and overalls right now because they are not used in sets yet. They're going for very, very cheap. And if they're used in the Evo set, you can make out like a bandit. But we know that 83 and 84s are going to be used in sets for the next few weeks for those events. So I would be buying any 83 overall cards that are 5,000 and below, and I would just be stocking up for the Evo or Fantasy Hockey event. Okay, that is what I would be recommending doing there. 82 and below, I would go through and sell all of those. 83 and 84s, I'm holding on because I think that you're going to want to use them when that next event comes out. Want to talk about base icons right now. So the Power Up Icon set is pretty popular. I ripped 2. You're going to see the video on what I pulled in this one very shortly. Spoiler alert, it's insane. I would not recommend doing these sets because of how the cost is right now. If you buy 75 cards, 74 to 79s or whatever it is, the cheapest card, you're getting about 900 coins per. So you're looking at about 60,000 coins to do that set. I pulled 3 82s. That is not worth it, especially for no money spent. And then this one's even worse. So if you haven't done this one, base icons, they're going for like 2,500 roughly. That's like the cheapest end on that. And you're looking at 150K at this set. Not worth it at all. But moreover, I want you guys to pay attention to certain base icons. So the Pittsburgh Penguins, for example, and the Edmonton Oilers, they're going for more than what the base icons are. Because you need this Mario Lemieux is good, but the other version is better. And because there's only one Mario Lemieux, the Penguins cost quite a bit. So if you go and take a look at the auction house for any of the Penguins alumni, pay attention for these because all of the other ones are going for about 2,500 coins. The Pittsburgh Penguins, like they're wow, actually that's a great buy. See, this is how you make coins in the market as the video. So this is a good way to show you guys. So I just auctioned that. I bought that for whatever 2,900, and we just throw it back up for 5K and we let it go. This is how you make money. This is how you flip coins in the market. It's very slow and tedious, but that's how you do it. That's what I would recommend. So watch out for the Pittsburgh Penguins. If you pull any of these base alumni, they sell for quite a bit. So again, I just want you to keep an eye out for those. And then guys, that's really it right now. There is not a lot of cards to go out and buy that I would recommend spending your coins on. I'll have a best of all ranges video where I'll go through some of the better buys for each of the overall ranges, but there isn't a ton right now, and it's because of that spotlight event giving out 2 free cards. There isn't a lot of high sought after cards that will have really good value for a long period of time. So selling and making coins now is huge because, like I said, one of the biggest events of the year is coming up soon, and you want to be prepared for it, especially if you are no money spent. So let me know, guys, what you think in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, make sure you ask. I'll be happy to help. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.